another weekly reading vlog. I, as you saw, I think, just got back from the gym. I ran 5k and did a small abs workout. I also went to the library, which I didn't record because it's just a very private space and I don't like to take my camera in there. And now I need to go and shower because I've eaten and I am feeling and looking quite rough. So I'll be back to tell you what this vlog is all about once I've showered and once my face is a little bit less red. Hey, I'm back. I am showered. I am in my onesie because it's freaking freezing today here in the UK. The weather has not been ideal for the past couple of weeks. It's been raining, it's been windy, had a tornado in Wales. I don't really know what's going on. So I got my library books. I thought I would show you what it is that I got. But first I do want to show you what I will be reading in this vlog, at least one of the books, because this one I know for certain. The other books are just a maybe, and last week I tried to say what I'd be reading in advance and my mood reading just got in the way. So I have just started Shiver by Ali Reynolds, which is a thriller book set in France in the Alps. A bunch of friends come back together. It's super creepy. One of them died a few years ago and they've not all seen each other since, and then someone collects them together and mysterious things start to happen. So that's all I know. I've only read one chapter so far, but I'm liking it. We are off to a good start. It's very intriguing. And then I'm thinking if the weather continues to be miserable and cold, I'm going to read The Sanatorium, because that's also set in the Alps. I think this time it's the Swiss Alps, and that's about a woman reuniting with her brother and creepy things happening in this old sanatorium. I will be mood reading though, so that might change, or I might pick up other things on top of these two books. Who knows? We'll just see how the week goes. I don't really have anything major planned, just work, but next week I do have the Easter holidays and I'm off for 5 whole days. 4 days I think, and that's going to be a dream. In terms of what I got from the library, I managed to get 4 books. My book club book for April for Space Sirens, The Grace of Kings, still hasn't come in yet, so that's annoying because I need to read it soon. But my book club book for June did come in, so that's great. That one is She Who Became the Sun. Like I said, I'll be reading this with Space Sirens in June. I'll leave a link to our channel and Twitter below. No idea what this one's about. It's a feminist fantasy book, I think. It seems to be set actually in the real world in China because it mentions China and Mongol rule. So yeah, looking forward to reading this one. I might read it very, very soon rather than waiting until June. I also picked up another Reservation, which is Real Easy by Marie Rutkowski. I used to be better at saying all these authors' names. So she is the author of The Winner's Curse, I believe, and this is her first foray into adult fiction. This is a thriller book set in a nightclub or a strip club. I think strip club, going by these high heels. Don't really know what happens in it. It's a thriller, so I don't really want to know. And then I picked up 2 books that I saw on the shelves there. They were being displayed like kind of in my face, so I had to pick them up. And the first one is The Sweetness of Water. This one I did get from NetGalley last year, but I didn't read it, so this is a really good chance for me to do so. This is set in the American South, the Civil War, I believe, or just after. Just after. 2 brothers are black and they are born into slavery, and then this white farmer sets them free. I don't really know much else than that, but I know that it sounded really good when I requested it, and I'm really looking forward to reading this one. Again, I might read that one soon because I'm quite hyped for it. And then the final book I got from the library is the final revival of Opal Nev. This one keeps getting likened to Daisy Jones and the Six, I think because it's about an old school band. It says here that the main character Opal is a black punk artist before her time. She believes she can be a star, and she meets a guy called Nev who is a singer slash songwriter, and then they start making music together, and it's set in the early 70s. Decades later there's a 2016 reunion, and that's all I really need to know. I've seen some very good reviews about this one, and I was very shocked to find it in my library because we don't always have the newest releases. I didn't even know this was out in the UK, so this is a really good find. I'm really excited to read that one too, but I probably won't get to that one until May because I have so many other books to read first. I'm going to get reading now and go chill out upstairs. Maybe play a bit of some game. I'm kind of feeling Planet Zoo or maybe Journey. It's now 5:20 in the afternoon and I'm 85 pages into Shiver. I played a little bit of Papers, Please earlier on and I'm not very good at it, so I stopped after probably about half an hour. So I've been reading this. It's okay so far, nothing special about it. I think I'm on chapter 10? 11 and it hasn't picked up yet, but I am intrigued because I do quite like it when old acquaintances come back together in thrillers and there's a whole mystery that they have been working on or that they need to solve and secrets from the past come out. Sorry if the camera's wobbling, Bucky is messing about behind it. I am hoping this is going to pick up and be a bit more exciting. It is a book about sports and features sports heavily. It's snowboarding and skiing, and I'm not a fan of sports in books typically, so that's a bit disappointing, but I'm hoping to finish it today, maybe. I don't want to make any promises because it is quite long for a thriller. It's over 400 pages, but I'm going to give it a good go. Later on we are going to be playing No Man's Sky for a little bit because we haven't played it in ages, weeks I think, so I'm going to cram as much of this in now as possible. So I'm just sitting down to record some videos. It's Sunday, in case you, well, I don't know how you would know, but it is Sunday. We stayed up very late last night watching Dark, and we finished it, and oh my god, what was that? I'm still processing it. I don't think I could have an actual conversation about it anytime soon because I have no idea what the hell went on. But I did want to tell you that I finished Shiver and I gave it 3 stars. I think what truly let this one down was the back and forth of the dual timelines, and also all of the terminology about snowboarding and skiing. I just did not care. And like I said yesterday, I don't really like it when sports are in books and the author spends a lot of time focusing on the sports and telling us all about all these different tricks and stuff that people do. I just really don't care about sports books. So 3 stars for this one because it was intriguing. I really liked the setting. It was up in the Alps, so it was very snowy and cold, and I felt that because it's been very cold here too, but I didn't love it. So yeah, there's that one. I don't know what to read next though, so I'm having a bit of, not a crisis, that's a bit of a strong word. I'm not really sure what I want to read. So I was considering The Sanatorium, but I'm not sure if I'm in the mood for another thriller. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try these 3 books and see which one I want to read, because these were all on my TBR for April. First of all, we have Blood Heir, which is a YA Red Riding Hood retelling of some sort. I believe the author is Chinese and she brings her own kind of twist. There's also Ariadne, which I've tried to start several times. I've just not been in the mood for, but I think now might be the time because I feel like I'm in the mood for a Greek myth retelling. Or I might start Seven in Ascends, which is an adult fantasy series about a guy who tries to avenge his wife. That's literally all I know about it, so that's what I keep saying when it comes time to talk about it. So I'm going to try the first chapter of all of these once I've recorded some videos, and we'll see what I want to read. Morning, it's Monday morning. I'm back at work again, of course, and I didn't update you last night because I was gaming basically. But I did pick a book last night, and that was Blood Heir, and no one told me this book was so gripping in the beginning, so I'm 35 pages in. The main character has broken a guy out of prison so that he can help her, except the plan went wrong. Like, she didn't plan to break him out of prison and go on the run, but that is what's happened. I said that this was a Red Riding Hood retelling, but it's actually based around the myth, I suppose, of Anastasia, without actually saying that it's Anastasia, if that makes sense. Okay, so things I'm liking so far is the chemistry between the main character Anna and the guy that she has just broken out of prison with. They don't like each other right now, but their chemistry is very, very good. Also really enjoying the prison breakout scene with the world building as well. You get little snippets of world building up as they are escaping. I'm now on chapter 3 and they've just fallen into a river together, and the main character has been able to use her powers that she has, which are really, really cool. It's kind of like blood bending, which is excellent. It's one of my favourite things. I am hoping to fly through this today. It's a very, very quick read, and like I said, really, really enjoyable. It's over 400 pages long, but I do think I can manage most of it, at least. If I don't finish it, then I'll finish it tomorrow. But I'm very, very surprised by how good this was. It's the first chapter that I tried out of my list of books, and I didn't bother reading any other first chapters because that one was just so, so good. Morning, we are back at work again. I didn't get much sleep last night, as usual. It seems no matter how early I go to bed, something happens, and it's really quite frustrating. I didn't do any reading last night because, like I said, I went to bed early in the hopes that I would sleep a lot and then be okay to go to dinner with my friend tonight. I didn't sleep a lot, but I am okay to go to dinner. But I did listen to The Woman They Couldn't Silence this morning. I spoke about this last week and I was meant to finish it in the car, but then I decided to listen to some like rave music instead when I was driving. I've got 38 minutes left of the audiobook at the speed that I'm listening to it. I think I'm on like 3.5 speed or something for this audiobook. It's good. It's by the author of the Radium Girls, and it's about a woman who was put into an insane asylum by her husband. She was declared insane because she had contrary religious views to him. He was a priest or a pastor, and he had her committed, and then she had to fight for her freedom and then also fight to pass some laws so this wouldn't happen to other people, other women. And the concept is fantastic. It's a really good, well-researched book. It's just dragging on for quite a while. It's a really long one, and I don't think the Radium Girls was this long, and that seemed a lot more concise and well put together. This one's kind of just dragging and waffling on. Maybe this woman just had a lot more going on. It does feel like the author could have condensed it a bit. So I'm going to go into work now, maybe read a little bit of Blood Heir because I've still got 20 minutes before I have to start work, and then talk to you later. Good morning, it's Wednesday. I had a really nice time at the pub last night with my friend. We
well, I had halloumi and the portion was enormous, which is good because they've put the prices up. And then I got a stomachache when I got home, so I went to bed. But I finished a book this morning. I finished The Woman They Couldn't Silence, which I think I've told you about already. I enjoyed it. Like I said, it was very, very long and a bit overwritten, I think. I liked the ending. I liked the messages that it had. One quote in particular, which I believe was something like, forgive me if I misquote this, "If this is crazy, then look what crazy can do." And since it's all about a woman who is put into an asylum because her husband tells her that she's crazy and then she goes on to change the law, I thought that was, I don't know, it's just really stuck with me for the last half an hour. I also just started Evicted, which is by Matthew Desmond, I think. I'm listening to that as an audiobook as well. This is a non-fiction book again. This one is also set in the US. It's based around the rental situation and poverty in the US. Very, very interesting. Having grown up in poverty and in a council house, I can relate to some things, other things not so much, since it is the US and their laws are very different to ours. And obviously when I was growing up, I wasn't the one paying the rent to the council and arranging for the house to be fixed and things, but I did have to support my mum, who was dealing with all of that on her own. So yeah, there are bits and pieces that I can really relate to. It's very interesting. I like the way that it's narrated, so I'm having a good time. I've got 6 hours left of that, so I'm not going to finish it this week probably, because I don't have to commute anymore until next Friday. That's good. I don't have to commute, but it does mean that I won't listen to probably any more of the book unless I go for some runs and listen to it then, which is a possibility. I've still got about 20 minutes before the office building opens, because for some reason they're just not opening it early on in the mornings now, so there's no point in me getting here early apart from beating the commute, but that does mean that I'm sat here for 20 minutes every morning that I have to come in, which is stupid. So I'm going to read a little bit more of Blood Heir, because I haven't read any more of that since Sunday, I think, and it's a very, very good book so far, so I'm keen to get more into that and hopefully finish it today or tomorrow. So I finished Blood Heir and it was fantastic. I don't know if I want to give it 4 stars or 4.5, but I do know that I want to start the sequel right away, so I'm considering doing that. I need to think about this some more before I talk about it, because I've got some feelings to process, but it's very fast paced. I don't know why people were saying it's slow in the middle, because there are things happening like bam 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 the entire time. The ending was predictable if you've read enough fantasy books, but that doesn't bother me. I'm a huge fan of the fantasy genre, obviously, so tropes and endings like this don't bother me at all. There are a few little tweaks in there that made it a bit more unique, and I love books about people with special powers, like mutant powers, and that's what this series is about. So yeah, I do need to gather my thoughts a little bit more, but this was fantastic. Okay, so I've kind of put my thoughts together a little bit more. I don't have loads to add, really, apart from I'm going to talk about this more in my wrap-up, obviously. But this was very, very good. I've settled on 4 stars. I think the sequels have potential to go up to 4.5 or 5, which I already have on my Kindle, and I'm tempted to go ahead and read right now, but that's a story for another vlog. I think I dropped a star from this one because the main character, Anna, I like her, but I couldn't tell you too much about her. Her main thing is that she was a princess, she wants to avenge her dad, and then she wants to look after her friend May, and that's about it. So she is quite snarky at times, but other than that she doesn't really have much of a personality for me to really pick out character traits, so I'm looking forward to getting to know her more in the sequels. Ramson, the other main character, I don't love him. He's a bit boring, to be honest. Doesn't have a lot going on. He's got a tragic past and he has daddy issues, but that is pretty much all I know. Going forward, again, I would like to learn more about him, and that's the whole point of the trilogy, is to expand on the characters, so I'm looking forward to that. So that was my reading for the week. Sorry this vlog has been a little bit all over the place. It was a bit crazy the past few days. I did a 12-hour work day on Thursday in preparation for the bank holiday, and it was absolutely horrendous. It was the worst work day I have ever had, to be honest. I feel very unsupported, which isn't great, although I do love my team. They did a really, really good job. Other than that, we've basically just been trying to sort out things on the porch, but I'm going to talk about that more in next week's vlog, which I'm going to start right away because we're about to go out. I don't really know that there's enough footage in this vlog, but it could just be a really short one, we'll see. So thank you all for watching. I had a really good week overall now that I'm not working. I'll see you again soon in another video. Bye.